Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to week one of my new project here. I'm currently calling it Zombie Game 2024 because I don't have any name for it yet. Uh, but this is week one, and I'm just gonna run it through here quickly, show you guys what I've got so far. So I've made three scenes in the game so far. This is the main menu, simple, just like the other games. You can start and all that. So if we press start, you come over to this one. This is the base screen. This is where you make up your troops and you go out on runs. So this is going to be an extraction shooter game. And if you don't know what those are, it's where you go into a map and you try to get as much loot and scrap and stuff as possible, and then you bring those items back to the base. And if you die inside the main gameplay loop, I'll show that later. Uh, if you die inside of that, you lose all the things that you have on you. So it's like a risk reward thing. Do you want to keep going? Do you want to risk losing the loot, or are you just gonna grab the easy stuff and get back? So yeah, this is what I've got so far. This is just a quick thing I set up. I got a couple of new like these mod. I can show you if we just pause here and let's go to the army officers. So this is part of a pack that I bought from this Toon Soldiers and Toon Zombies. I'll show the zombies later. So this is some of the packs that I bought. I bought these guys and the zombies for this one. The rest of this pack here, this is a free package. Same with this. This is a military package. This is like all of the things are free except the character models, because I wanted the animations are always hard to get when it comes to 3D games. So I bought the if you've seen the videos from Cryptoria, the all of the characters in that game, they were also from the same creator. So I just bought the zombies and the soldier packs. And then later on, if I want to make, for example, let's say like an RTS game or something, I can use reuse the assets from this for to make different soldier armies, or I can reuse the undead orc and human package for like a fantasy type of game. Yes. So up here you have the resources. Everything is just I just throw something together in a week, trying to get. Normally, what I do in every game is I want to get the gameplay loop going as fast as possible, so I can start just improving everything, making new things. I'm getting close. The entire gameplay loop is not done yet. But in here, you have like all the resources up here. You have wood, plastic, electronics, and scrap. And then you have water and food. And if we go back to this one, if you saw at the menu here, I had a little button that said add resources. I'm just checking between the scenes that it is possible to go here. And yeah, I pressed it one time, so I got 1,000 in everything. So it is possible to transfer resources between scenes. Uh, that was one thing I'm gonna have some struggle with, because I have never done that before, is to keep things between scenes. But I think I've gone a pretty good way. If we pause the game here, there's a thing called a don't destroy it on load. So I've got all the persistent stats and things on this one. That is something I probably should have used on Fibula, but I just noticed that I could use it now. So that's what I'm using to carry stats from one to the other here. But if we continue here, we got the barracks. This is, if you press this one, you might recognize here, this is the your inventory. And yes, I have added the inventory from the other game. It's not really functional because there's no items and stuff like that. You can see later when we get in. But the barracks is where you will have some kind of. I'm probably gonna add more list here with the. This is the inventory, and then I'm probably gonna have like a registry of all the soldiers you have with you. But what you can do so far is, if you press Command Post, that's where you you send your guys out for missions and try to scavenge resources and come back. And the scrapyard is going to be like kind of like a merchant, but you turn, for example, you turn plastic and scrap into something and wood and plastic into something else. It's like a merchant kind of thing there. But if we press barracks and there's an add soldier button, see, you can have up to 3 soldiers with you. Currently, there's no nameplates and stuff. I'm going to add that later. But this is a 3 different inventories that you can add, and then you're going to drag like ammunition, health packs, stuff like that into the raid with you. So now I've added 3 soldiers here. And if I close that and press Command Post, I will go into the game. So this is the main game here, and as you can see, we got 3 soldiers with us, and we've got zombies. If we there's no zoom right now, but let's see if one comes nearby here. You can see that they shoot and they die. Yeah, the normal. So shooting was one thing that I really wanted to work on here. And if we go with this guy nearby, we got some basic shooting. I've been starting working on inverse kinematics. If you look here, if I just run forward like this, and there's a zombie nearby, let's see, he's not shooting now. And if I run like this, he shoots with his aim while he's running. He can aim with his upper body. I think it's for 75 degrees of himself, so he can't shoot anyone that's like behind him. Let's see if we can actually get this. Kind of want them to start chasing me, but they're too good at killing them right now. Another thing that I was working on here is the entire landscape and stuff. So this is another pack that I've added here. There's no lighting and stuff, and I've started working on like hitboxes and all the colliders and stuff. So everything is just work in progress here, of course. But yeah, so the main gameplay loop here is that you come into you spawn at random spawn points in a village or a city. I'm probably going to make a couple of different maps, and then you spawn over here, and then you have to go to the far other side to escape, or like a couple of different escape points on the map, and then you bring all the loot with you to the end of the map here. You see the countdown down here? That's something I've started working on. I'm gonna have like an overlord AI that sends like things depending on how you're doing in the game. Let's say if you loot a lot, this timer goes up a lot, and when this one gets to 100, this is probably going to be some kind of other UI later. I'm just having it as a number right now. When that one gets to 100, it spawns a wave of zombies somewhere, and we'll see that when we get to 100 there. And then I added 3 soldiers here, and if you press I, probably gonna change this to tab, but I've started with the inventory here as well for the squad members you have with you, and then I've added the some simple inventory stuff. So you would have like, for example, if over here you might have like a little box or something later, and you can go over there and scavenge, or perhaps over here by the dumpsters and stuff, and you can scavenge, and then you find like some plastic, and then you choose, hey, do I want to bring that back to the base? And your limited inventory slots is going to be the question of that: are you going to bring a lot with you, or are you going to bring just a couple of things with you? So that's the gameplay loop we want there. Oh, looks like something spawned there. Oh, there they come. Oh, and yeah, I've added. Yep, you can see. I've added no gore or anything. I'm planning on adding that for more effects and stuff. But I added ragdolls for the zombies, and it works pretty decently. There's also a 10% chance that the zombies goes into like an animation when they die, because I noticed when they were just like normal, they used to fall down. You see, like that, they used to fall down, and it didn't look that. It looked funny when they do that, because it looks good with ragdolls. But if every single one of them did that, it looked a bit weird. So what I did, I just added a 10% chance that they don't go into ragdoll form, but they're like treated as they're dead, but they're doing a death animation pretty much. And I just adding that added a lot to the game for the zombies. The zombies are kind of dead right now. They're like in two states, no, three states. So we have the idle zombies over here. Just all they do is just wander around. It's kind of like what zombies do, I guess. The second one, if they see you, they attack you. They can't kill you right now. I haven't gotten to things like that yet. And if they get spawned by a wave, they enter something called like a frenzy mode, as you saw all the zombies that charge towards you. We can actually let's just do another spawn here. See behind the scenes here. I think no, is it on player? Yeah, map. Here's the noticed level. If we set that one to 100, it's gonna be another spawn here. So they enter the game as frenzied now, which means they will charge at the players. Let's see if we can find one. Oh, here we come. So yeah, they just start charging at us. So that is something I might do. Like when you loot a lot, that's going to be a lot of like zombies coming at you. Another thing I've added to the soldiers here, if you stand on the other side like this, they will turn around and shoot at things. It's just when they're moving, they can only shoot in a degree in front of them. But when they're standing still, they can still do it like that. See if we can actually spawn some more here. So yeah, the soldiers, they're pretty basic right now. You can all you can do on the game is WASD and you move around, and then you can select the characters, and then you can drag select to select all of them. You can right click, and you can see that they move, and yeah, they this is something I've added today. Is that when you press, they don't. Before they went into one big pile, but now if you have three of them selected, if you have one, they go exactly where you want. But if you have three of them and you press, they go into like a formation, like three in a row, like that. And yeah, they shoot, and if you see there, they reload. Looks good. We can do another thing here. There's a lot of things we haven't added to the game right now. Essentially, they have MP5s. So what I have done here is, let's just be quick about this. I'm going to change his gun here. So if we remove the MP5 and I go into resources, and yes, this will be done with, is being done with the code, but I'm just going to do it manually now. So we have a FAMAS, an MP5, and a USB. So I take the FAMAS, I turn that into here, and you see that they have like different bullets and their own shooting rates and stuff. And then we select the grunt again, and we add that gun to his current gun. And now we should see, if we just take him alone, this is a burst weapon. So what that one does is, yeah, it fires in burst instead of, as you can see here, it doesn't fire automatically. But what it does is it fires a, like, yeah, you see a burst of, nope, it's to reload. Oh, just I might have to work more on that. I made the automatic work. That's like the first thing I did. It kind of works, but it's a bit laggy from, or weird from what I noticed there. Might be some problem with hitboxes and stuff. And then as well, I'm working on the pistol as well. So there's going to be a lot of weapons in the game. And then I'm probably going to add, like these are grunts right now. I'm probably going to add different classes to the game. So it's going to be more, it's not going to be, it's going to be survival, but it's not going to be really realistic, like entirely. It's going to be more arcadey. So I'm expecting like, currently the wave is like 10 zombies that come at you, but I'm expecting the waves to be like a lot of them, like 50 plus, and like special infected and stuff like that. And then the soldiers will have different abilities. So you'll have like a slot here, like 1, 2, and 3, and then it depends on what guys you bring into the into the raid with. So you might have like an officer that gives everyone more HP and more fire rate, reload speed, stuff like that. You might have one guy that places like a drone, one guy that throws explosives, things like that is what I'm thinking about the entire guys. So this is the game what I have so far. I got like a lot of the basic setup, like the zombies and stuff. I've also added kind of like a random system. We can actually, if we pause here and we go over to the main game, this is the this part here. If you see all of these red spots here, that's the zombie spawn actually. So what I did is all of these spots here, they have a 50% chance of spawning right now. So the zombie spawns will not be the same. Sometimes there's like over here, there has a tendency because it's 50% chance to be a lot of zombies around here, which makes sense. There's houses over here, but over here, there's not as many zombies in some places because it's 50% chance, and so that's one way I can make more specific choices here. But what happens with the if we go up here, we go to zombie spawns. I have something called a spawner, which is an invisible object here. I might add a thing to it so you can see it in the editor. But what that one does is there's currently 5 spawners in the game. You see there's one over here. There's one over here, like by the doors. There's one over here and one over here. So what happens is when the timer goes from 0 to 100, that's the notice level I'm calling it. That's when the AI sends a wave of monsters at you. So if the player is over here, like where we were at the start, it looks at every spawner in like a 50 radius. So it says like, hey, this one is nearby to the player. We can't just spawn a swarm of enemies on top of him. That's not fair. So it looks at all of the spawners that are out of reach of the player, and then chooses one at random. As soon as the map gets larger, because I'm planning on having a decently chunked map actually and then have a couple of maps. I'm thinking it can only spawn like within, so excluding, including, and then I'll do something like that, so it doesn't spawn like over here somewhere. But that's one of the AI things. Next week I'm gonna do the end loop, because currently the end loop is you take stuff, you get out, and then you go back to the base where you can upgrade and stuff. So fleshing out a lot of that, adding the entire loot thing is gonna be prior one there, and then we'll work on abilities if we have time. But yeah, that's what I have so far. A lot of this is work in progress. No shadows, or there are shadows, but no like real lighting and stuff. All of that stuff will be added later. Like cars are not here right now, and something I'm planning on doing, like adding car wrecks everywhere to make it look more apocalyptic. Because right now it looks like a normal neighborhood without anything happening. This might be the only thing that actually has something in it, because it has some fire in it. That's about it. But that's not my focus right now. My focus is getting the gameplay loop going here. So yeah, that is what I have. I hope you guys enjoyed. That's week 1 of the zombie game. I'll change the name of all the YouTube videos and stuff when I get like when I decide the name of the game. But for now, it's the zombie game 2024, and this was part 1. Thanks for listening, guys. See you later. Bye.